Welcome to the Loosely Business Podcast. I'm Austin Tynes. I'm going to be your host throughout this journey. I started this channel because I've battled with a lot of things in my life, good and bad. I've overcome a lot, mainly self-inflicted, but also I feel like that's part of what made me who I am, is being able to overcome your own demons. Today, I'm going to be talking about channeling the dark side. And yes, I'm a Star Wars fan, but no, that doesn't mean you're going to have the Force. What that means is you're going to be able to take fear, take anger, take resentment, take rejection, and you're going to be able to turn these into positive forces in your life. Pun intended there. But you're going to take these things with you in life, and you're going to be able to use them, and you're going to be able to overcome so much in your life that you think is impossible. When you think there's a mountain in front of you that you can't overcome, you will be able to overcome it because you build the inner strength, not because of someone else, but because of the things that you are able to implement and do in your life. A lot of these things that I've done, that I've learned from mentors, but I had to do and learn on my own by experience and failing. I had to take those teachings with me. When I was younger, I battled with a lot of insecurities, mainly just not feeling like I was good enough, feeling trapped, not feeling like I was going to accomplish anything. From the time I was a teenager to when I was 21 years old, I didn't have a sense of purpose. And for men, I can't speak for women. I'm sure it's the same thing to a certain degree with women, but I know as a man that when I didn't have any purpose, that's when I was at my lowest, because I did not know where I wanted to go with my life. Now, one of the things that helped me was running from the things that I didn't want in my life. I knew that I didn't want to be average. I knew that I didn't want an average life. No disrespect to people with average jobs, or that's just not what I wanted. I would rather just not exist than to do that, to be average, because I'm not going to be happy. And again, no offense to anybody else, but I'm not going to be happy personally unless I'm keeping myself busy and doing things. Now, which is weird to say because I'm a naturally lazy person. I'm a naturally lazy person at heart. Now, I've broken out of that to a big degree, and I think I'm in the mentality now that I'm still lazy, but in reality, I probably work harder than 99% of people, at least in the U.S., because I want to do things that people can't do, things that I can't do right now, things that I still want to accomplish. So I have to do the things now that no one's willing to do, or hardly anyone's willing to do. Now, I said I'm going to talk about anger. I'm going to talk about using resentment. I'm going to talk about using rejection. There's been times in my life where I was only confident when I was in shape, when I was physically fit. My confidence was built on a house of cards. It was fake. It wasn't until I found a purpose that I truly started to become confident. Now, I still battle with that every day, just like most people, but I am miles ahead of where I was a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 years ago. And it doesn't just get there. It's over time. You won't notice after a day. You won't notice after a week. A month will go by, and you'll start to say, I'm doing a little better than I was a month ago. 6 months down the road, you'll look back and not even realize who you've become. Because you'll just wake up, and it's like you're doing something completely different and completely foreign and completely above the level that you thought you were capable of before, just because you started doing a few little things differently in your life. 2 years down the road, you're going to be a completely different person. You're going to not even understand how the previous you could exist. And these are the things that I've gone through. I'm 24 years old. I just turned 24 in September of 2021. And I have a long way to go, but I've accomplished a lot in my short life, but I also haven't accomplished shit. Just because I make six figures doesn't mean I've done anything yet. And that's the mentality I have. I have the mentality that I struggle every day. I come home from working 11, 12-hour days at a car dealership where I'm exhausted, where most people would just lay down. And there's days that I do, don't get me wrong. But I come and I sit down and I'm currently trying to teach myself to code, or I'm trying to do something. I might not always succeed. I might not always make a lot of progress. But I am driven so far that I don't want to be anything average, that I will fail doing whatever I'm trying to do 1,000 times just to try to get it right once. Now, that's counterintuitive for someone who is like me, who is lazy. But through time, I've built into just making myself do these things. And that's what it is. It's a process. It takes time. It's taken me probably, since I got into sales, 3.5 years to get to the point where I am, or 4 years to get to the point where I am, basically. And really, it's sped up in the past 2 years where I've really matured, and really in the past year. So over time, you're going to progressively get better at things. You're going to stack these skills on top of each other. You're going to get better exponentially at things. And they may be the smallest exponential growth, but it's going to be exponential if you keep at it and you keep doing things. People quit too easy nowadays. I used to quit at everything. I was a really good football player. I gave up on myself on a lot of select teams. I gave up on myself in high school. I didn't play my junior year because I wasn't happy, because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and so I just let fear take a hold of me. I wasted a year that I would have been playing varsity football, and then I just sat out and did nothing. My senior year came back around. The only reason I played is because I didn't want to regret not playing. I didn't go to college to play football, even though I had one small JUCO offer. I didn't want to go. I'm glad I didn't, because I went out in the real world and I got my ass kicked, which is what I knew I needed. I moved away from home and got my ass kicked. I knew that I needed to get kicked into the teeth. I was babied by my mom. We weren't rich. We were middle class, but she gave me everything I ever needed, and I never worked until I got to college. And when I got to college, I barely worked. I barely did my schoolwork. I took everything for granted that my mom ever did for me as a single mother. So my point is, you can move past these things. I'm a 100 million% different person than I am now than I was before. I have moved so far into the future, and everyone out there can. This isn't about me. This is about, I'm not going to say I'm an idiot, but I am just a regular guy who has forced himself into habits that, while I may not have accomplished a whole lot, I've accomplished a lot before my age, I feel like. And I'm proud of that, but also I'm ashamed that I haven't accomplished more. But I know that I will. And I mentioned earlier that my confidence was, at one point, was solely attached to if I was in shape or not. Recently, I got up to 300 pounds about 5 months ago. Heaviest I've ever been. I'm 5'11", on a good day. 5'10", 5'11". I weighed 300 pounds, or about 2 pounds away from 300 pounds. So basically call it 300 pounds. And I was as confident then as I was when I was 210 pounds going into college and in shape. And now I've lost 40 pounds since then. And obviously I'm working to, get in better shape. I want to take care of my health. But my confidence is here because my confidence comes from preparation. I know that I put myself in positions to win. I may not win every single time. I may not get every single girl that I'm interested in. In fact, I don't get a lot of them. That's fine. I use that. No worries. Because who I am now isn't going to determine who I'm going to be in 6 months, 3 months, 2 years, 10 years. I'm going like this. You guys should know that you're going like this. One theme in my life that I've always feel like has carried me, I don't know where I got it from. I give most of the credit to just seeing mentors be this confident, is I know that if I do the things right, that I can do very special things, because most people won't stay consistent. They won't fail. They're too scared to fail. So I know that I'm going to accomplish great things in life. And that's the mentality that you have to have. There are plenty of people that are going to be making videos like this more successful than I am. But that doesn't matter because most of them have that same thing. They know they're going to be great no matter how many times they fail. No matter how many times you have to move back home, you have to know that you're going to succeed. No matter how many times you get fired, no matter how many times that you don't close a sale if you're in sales, no matter how many times you don't get the job, no matter how many times you don't get the girl, no matter how many times you name it. Jocko Willink, he has a famous YouTube video. It's on his podcast. He says, I'm not Jocko, obviously. I'm not as motivational as he is. But I'm going to sum it up as best I can. I'm probably going to butcher it. Anytime anything goes wrong, let's say your girlfriend breaks up with you. Good. Find out why, get better, address it. You get fired. Someone gets a raise over you. Good. A circumstance isn't right. Good. Take full ownership, figure out why, get better. Use it as an opportunity. You have to find that within yourself. You can't just sit there and do nothing. You have to move forward. If you don't keep moving forward, everything's going to pass you. People are going to catch up to you. Even if you've got an advantage. Even if you have an advantage. Even if you're smarter than most people. I consider myself a smart guy. I'm not a genius. But I'm working hard. And I know that I'm going to stay consistent. Again, results are a roller coaster. Every single day. I don't see the same results every single day. You don't win every day. You go in trying to win the day, but you don't win every day. So, to wrap this up, I don't want to make this video too long. This is my first video, and I don't like to talk to myself. To start, I mentioned that when I started, I didn't know where I wanted to go in life. I was scared to death to be average. I was scared to death to not do anything, to be a failure. So I ran from what I didn't want. Right? You may not know which of these 110 million possibilities that you want in front of you, but you know damn well what you don't want, and you can leave that behind you. As long as you're going away from the things that you don't want, and it's going to suck leaving the people behind that you thought were great for you, that were your friends, that were your family, if they are not in the direction that you want, and I'm not talking about just family members that are, nice to you and love you, but just don't see things the way you do. I'm talking about toxic people, toxic relationships, toxic jobs, toxic lifestyles. The things that you don't want, if you just run your ass away from them, you will get closer to where you want to be. And then you'll start having a clear vision of where you want to go and the directions you want to pick, the paths you want to choose. So that's how I started, was just running like hell from the things that I didn't want in life. Now you have to do the same.